Simplify your dado cuts with the Woodpecker's Dado Setup Fixture, or DSF. And when paired with the Woodpecker's Gap Gauge, tedious dado setups are a thing of the past. The traditional method for setting up dado cuts can be a repetitive, frustrating pursuit. And without a precise way to measure dado width, or securely arrange the dado stack, you're forced to reach inside your saw again and again to get the right cut. By mimicking the mounting of the dado set on your table saw, the DSF allows for an easy, ergonomic setup. Just take a physical reading of the material with the gap gauge. Then match with the DSF to set the perfect dado width, eliminating the need for multiple test cuts, saving time and stress. The DSF incorporates a 5/8" brass arbor and threaded knob that fully compresses the dado stack, just as your saw's arbor nut would, and can accommodate dados up to 15/16 of an inch thick. Quickly secure the DSF with a bench vise by drilling into a work surface and inserting the included 3/8" pins, or mount to a Festool MFT with its perfectly matched bushings. A clever addition to your shop, the gap gauge makes gauging the thickness of material or the dimensions of a joint a one-step operation. And the mini gap gauge is perfect for mortise and tenon joinery. Work more efficiently and make dado setups quick and easy with the Woodpecker's Dado Setup Fixture and Gap Gauge. A combination built for precision in the USA.
If you're building a cabinet or bookcase with fixed shelves, it's hard to beat dado joints for strength and ease of assembly. Trouble is, cutting a tight-fitting dado isn't as simple as it might seem. A classic example is when you're working with 3/4 inch plywood, which isn't actually 3/4 of an inch thick. It's usually a bit thinner, but the actual thickness can vary. That means you'll need to make multiple passes with a smaller bit and mess with multiple setups. If you're off by even a little, you'll end up with a loose joint that can wreck the appearance and compromise the structural integrity of your project. Rockwell has a solution to those challenges: the Perfect Fit Dado Jig. It works with your router and the popular all-in-one clamp guides to allow you to cut a precise dado of any size from 1/2 to 1 inch with a 1/2 inch bit, one setup, and 2 passes of your router. Just follow the included instructions to position the clamp guide on your workpiece and set the jig for the dado width you need. You're ready to cut your dado. Fit the fixed side of the jig in the channel of the clamp guide and make your first pass. The lip and channel design ensures that the router won't wander, guaranteeing a perfect cut. For your second pass, rotate the router and jig and make the cut to widen the dado. The result is a dado sized precisely to fit your stock. And with that single setup, you're ready to cut a whole bookcase worth of matching dados. The durable base has been pre-drilled with a 3-hole pattern to fit many common routers and can be drilled to fit others. And it works with any length of all-in-one clamp guide. So, for dead-on dados with quick, easy setup, check out the Perfect Fit Dado Jig. Just go to Rockwell.com or your local Rockwell retailer. Rockwell Woodworking and Hardware. We help you create with confidence.
Woodpecker's new Knuckle clamp with its innovative 7 circular pivot points, pivoting flat clamping pads, and lift spring feature bring this hold-down clamp to a whole new level. It will help woodworkers save time while improving safety and precision. The Knuckle clamp with its multi-lock-in points enables you to deal with different workpiece thicknesses and shapes. This capability is enhanced by a pair of pivoting flat feet with molded rubber pads, which applies targeted pressure to lock down the workpiece without marring its surface. Molded from reinforced polycarbonate, This clamp is virtually indestructible. The adjustable spring lift feature starts with locking the clamp's bolt to your track, then adjusting the spring nut to bring your clamping pad to about 1/8 of an inch from the top of your board. Tighten the locking knob to lock it in place. Loosen the locking knob and the spring lifts the clamping pad off the board, allowing for movement, and the clamp stays in place. Now that's cool. And with the Knuckle Clamp Bench Kit, you get everything you need to make an easy to install, easy to use face vise for boards on edge and end grain work, which is easy to remove when the job is done. Like all Woodpecker brand woodworking tools, the Knuckle Clamp is manufactured in our shop just outside of Cleveland, Ohio, in the USA.
Time spent on decks should be a time of peace and relaxation, not time spent looking at all the problems. Warped boards, split ends, and nails or screws popping up. Traditional built decks, constructed with nails or screws driven through the face of the board, cause not only eyesores, but they can be dangerous as well. Now the Kreg Deck Jig system puts a brand new angle on an old approach to building decks. Utilizing tools and basic skills that you already have, this concealed fastener system allows you to build a beautiful, long-lasting deck you have always wanted. Combining the strength and durability of face screwing with proven pocket hole technology to hide the fasteners, this system is the perfect 1-2 punch for a deck that is simple to build, gorgeous, and safe. The core of the Kreg Deck Jig system is its solid metal drill guides, which allow you to drill holes and drive screws at the precise angle and perfect depth time after time. The angle of the guides not only hide the screws on the edge of the board, but are optimal for maximum holding power, while the screw depth is precisely controlled, which eliminates overdriving and blowing out the board, or underdriving, leaving exposed fasteners and loose boards. This process is made fast and worry-free by the included depth collars on both the driver bit and drill bit that are set using the gauges molded right on the jig. Once set, just drill the hole, load the screw, and drive it home. The Kreg Deck Jig is equipped with 3 drill guides, a center guide, and 2 angle guides. Using the center guide in the center of the joist allows for the most holding power, while the angle guides provide you flexibility by going where the center guide cannot, such as spliced or obstructed ends. The fasteners themselves are specifically designed for use with the Kreg Deck Jig, featuring a deep KTX square drive that gives you solid driver engagement, which means no cam outs, self-tapping tip for fast, easy driving, and they are built from case-hardened steel to eliminate bending or breaking. These screws can also be used as face screws for a variety of outdoor projects. Available in ProTech coat and stainless steel finishes. Choose which one is right for your application. The Kreg Deck Jig system does not stop there. The kit comes with sample screws, an instructional DVD, and spacer rings. These 1/4 inch and 5/16 inch spacer rings allow you to maintain consistent spacing on your deck boards, which not only gives your deck a better overall appearance, but more importantly, allows for proper air movement, which reduces moisture buildup, making for a longer lasting deck. The system is light, built for rugged use, and comes with a lifetime guarantee. Rubber feet on the bottom of the jig prevents slipping while drilling and driving, and the oversized handle provides a comfort grip, keeping your hands away from the action. The Kreg Deck Jig system works with a variety of easy-to-buy materials you are already familiar with. Composites and exotic hardwoods between 3/4 inch and 5/4 inch can all be adding charm to your deck. Whether you are building a deck from scratch or giving your existing deck a facelift, there has never been an easier, more economical way to have the beautiful, long-lasting deck you've always wanted with concealed fasteners. Learn more online at KregTool.com or visit your local Kreg dealer today.
Woodpecker's new coping sled is simply the best tool for woodworkers to use when making rail and style doors, tenons, lap joints, and most other end grain cuts. So how does the Woodpecker coping sled ensure that your stock is perfectly square to your router fence, holds down your stock securely, provides quick and easy setup and repeatability and safe operation? Your coping sled starts with a large 11.5 inch by 11.5 inch by 3/8 of an inch thick phenolic base, which will accommodate stock up to 5.5 inches wide and 1.5 inches thick. Then add a 16-inch aluminum fence positioned perfectly square to the edge of the sled base. Now add the phenolic top plate, sliding it towards your stock to lock it against the fence, forcing the stock to stay square throughout the cutting operation. Now let's add the dual track top tracks and clamping beam. This design gives you positioning flexibility and extreme hold down force, and allows positioning of two massive hold down clamps anywhere along the width of the stock, making it easy to position the clamps dead center over your stock. Finally, the fence guide. Place your sled 3/4 of an inch from the fence, then slide the fence guide against it. That's it. The clear fence guide provides visibility and allows the sled to track along the fence rather than the miter slot. And since Woodpecker's coping sled has no disposable parts to replace, like other sleds do, the only thing you'll have to provide is whatever scrap you have laying around the shop. He uses a backer board to prevent tear out. And with the new optional extended fence guide, cutting tenons and lap joints with a perfect finish is now a breeze. Whether it's rail and style doors, tenons, lap joints, or other end grain cuts, the Woodpecker's coping sled makes your job easier, and that's the bottom line. Like all Woodpecker brand woodworking tools, the coping sled is manufactured in our plant right here in the USA.